this computer. Okay, perfect. It's being recorded. How can I join your group? Just DM me and we will talk about it. Is there a way to see other questions posted in the chat? I have no idea. How long is the webinar? I have no idea. Probably 2 hours. Hey, Brampton, Browntown, bring me some samosas. I'm in Mississauga, Indonesia. Hey, Nate, thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Do you have an Instagram? Yes, it's on the screen. Wicks don't lie. What? Do I have an Instagram? How did you join this anyway? Please tell us about the story behind your Instagram picture. I used to eat a lot of pizzas and.
Rakil, you spelled it wrong. Wicks don't line. You've put.
Wicks don't line. Oh shit. Woohoo. All right. See, I'm not the smartest person. All right, so we have 60 in Zoom. We have around 300 people on GoTo, so I think we are good to go here in a bit. Thanks for putting out these webinars, blah, blah. Thank you so much. 300, yeah, Market Hero. I've been stopped painting the kitchen. Nice, stop painting the kitchen. Is there another platform to watch? I see all the greetings. I don't know. Should answer the question. All right. So what we're going to do today is we're just going to do like simple support resistance and how to use tight stop losses. Oh, okay. Yeah, my screen isn't sharing yet. Okay, one sec. I have no idea what GoToWebinar is trying to do over here. Okay, there we go. And we want to show the screen. Okay, can you guys see the screen? I think it's white. It's white, right? Oh,
yeah, Zoom isn't showing the screen.
Oh, it's not supposed to be white. Okay, see YouTube. Okay, perfect. All right, perfect. The Zoom is good to go.
Yeah, perfect.
Awesome. All right, so what we're going to do is simple support resistance. So the way it works is I'm just going to give like a small annotation of how support resistance works. So you have resistance and then you have support. Okay, price goes up, it bounces, it may leave a wick, you know, right here, and then next it may leave a wick again. So this would be your zone, right? This would be your zone, and then price comes down, comes back up. So if you see in the past that, okay, like, you know, price has rejected this zone, there's a high chance that the price will reject this zone again. So we take sells right over here and put stops right over here. So stops, I mean like 5 pips, 4 pip stops, and then, you know, it comes down, you catch 10 pips or 15 pips or whatever you want to do, and then, you know, and then when price comes down and you see, okay, in the past price has been rejected from here, left a wick, so this is your zone. So you know, okay, like price will reverse from here because it has reversed here in the past. So you take buys and put your stop loss here, like 4 pip, 5 pip stop loss. I use all time frames, mainly 4 hour and 1 hour, to define support resistance. and then this price goes up. So that's what we're going to do. That's what I've done the past 2 weeks, as you can see from my Instagram. That's all what I've done. Buy support, sell resistance. Okay. So let's get a random date. Let's get a random date. How do you know it's not going to break support and resistance? Yeah, we're going to go over that too. We're going to go over everything. Everything you're asking right now, we're going to go over everything here in a bit. Probably not. No Brexit. $20.11.16. Oh, that's elections. That's so easy. Just buy. You know, that was November. It was just a straight buy. It's so easy. November 20th November was straight bull trend for like GPGPY, UJ. It was so easy, straight bull trend. So let's start over here. Trade GJ. Yes, baby, we're gonna trade GJ. We're gonna trade GJ. So Tuesdays and Wednesdays. All right, we got these dates, so we can go with 18th April. Where's Shafiq? Shafiq, I don't know. GJ, 18th April. All right, let's see here. Okay, so the number one reason why people, you know, they don't like profit consistently, because you need to take 2 or 3 trades in a day. What we're going to do here is we're just going to take 3 trades in a trading session, and that's just going to be it. Just 3 trades and done. You know, like nothing more. Just making it like really, really realistic. Okay, so let's start. Pause this over here. The song is going to be my yeah. Okay, so let's see here. 1 hour. We need 1 hour, and we need 4 hour. And then we need to look at daily time frame. Daily. All right, so this is interesting right here. So on the daily, okay, daily seems like it's rejected support right over here, because you had this wick down, so this wick down means it's probably going to go up, right? And then if you look at 4 hour, 4 hour is reaching. All right, so let's see these lines again, and then I'm going to restart Zoom, and it's only going to be shared in my group. Okay. All right, so the thing with support and resistance is like you need to look at these. One sec. Great, the dick bag is back. Yep, they're back. Let me just see if I can stop people from drawing. All right, perfect. Perfect. Now no one can draw on the screen. Only I can draw on the screen. There we go. Okay, so now over here, you can see that, let's zoom in here. You see this candle closed below this area here, right? Now, you need to understand that if this is resistance, resistance is not a specific line. It's like a range of prices. That's why it's called resistance, because this candle closed here, and then over here, you can see these candles also closing below this area. So what this tells you is that this is probably like some sort of like strong resistance zone here, right? And then the 1 hour time frame, it shows the same thing. If you see these wicks, you see these wicks right over here, right? So this is your resistance area right over here. Let me see, so there's no questions about this. Okay, perfect, we're good to go. So let's start this show right now. All right, so what we're gonna do here, what I really wanna do is, let's see. If this is resistance, we're probably looking at cells, like this resistance area. Even though if you look to the left on the smaller time frame, you can see that we are entering a zone. See this big zone right over here. So these candles, they're in this zone, but they failed to break out of this zone here. This is why like smaller time frames are really, really important. So you're saying when I draw my support resistance, I should make the line thicker? No, don't make the line thicker, but make sure you know where your zones are, because this is basically your zone right here. Like this is all this area is your resistance, or your demand zone or supply zone, or like whatever you call it, right? So this is it. So from here, we'll try to take some cells, but let's see. Okay, let's see how price plays out, because this is just market open right now. Okay. So 10K, one lot, 0.8 pip stop loss. Makes sense. Okay, so we are moving up on this. See, now at this time, this would not be a valid trade, because right now, we don't know if it's going to like close below, if it's going to close above. So we're just going to calm down and wait. Close the chat. Which one? Oh, like this? Is the chat gone? What? What are you guys talking about, man? Okay. Okay, perfect. Let's just continue. Okay, so this is the thing. Now, this is not a valid trade because we don't know what's going to happen. Like, I don't really know if it's going to like break or like respect resistance. So we're just like kind of waiting. we will just wait and see how price develops in this area. So we're still respecting this resistance zone. Let's look at 1 hour. Okay, so looks like if this was resistance, it broke out of resistance, seems like it's coming to retest it for push up. Seems like it's coming to retest it for a push up. So I think we could take some buys in this area because we closed above this resistance. So this resistance turns support now. What EMA is? 1450 and 200, right? Those are the EMAs I'm using. So it would seem like a good buy. All right, there we go. Buys off of support. Okay, so you look left, you see these wicks. If this was resistance, so this would be support, right? Makes sense. So we buy at support. It's safe to say it filled the wick to the left. I have no idea. If I say it's going to fill the wick, I will explain to you it will fill the wick. But right now, we're just buying off support, so to speak. And aiming for 10 pips, and that's all what we're going to get are 10 pips. This is the Asian, this is 2 hours before the Asian session. That's what it is. 2 hours before the Asian session. All right, so 4 hour is up. 1 hour is like this, 15 minutes like this. So I think this is good support. If this closes like this, we are at good support. Okay, let's zoom in. All right, now see, we had support here. We had support here. So this kind of closed above support. So this is probably good support zone right over here. This is the last 15-minute candle. Okay, and let's let it run. So now let's look at 1 hour. Now notice this was resistance here previously, right? This was resistance area, this zone here. So these candles closed below this entire area. So this was resistance here, and this was resistance here in the past. So the next candle, it closed above resistance, so it turned support because this candle, it closed above this zone here, or like within the zone. So this is now support, right? So what do you do in support? You just buy in support. Like it's just like that. You just buy in support. Even if you take some buys here, should be good. Because now essentially what you're aiming for is you're aiming for this wick to fill, because now we are in bullish momentum. So this wick is probably going to get filled. Maybe after getting stopped out. All right, so easy there, GJ. There we go. We will go up, 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 and away. Because our support has been respected, so that is all we want. Now this wick is going to get filled, and we'll move up. Even though if you look at EMAs, okay, so stop right over here. Now, the thing about take profits, normally I take profits at like 10 pips, 15 pips. So I will take profits right over here. You see this area? This resistance area, this is where I'm going to take profits. Because to me, it's the area which is like, to me, it just makes a lot of sense because this is the resistance area here. And if you look at 1 hour, you could see that this is a resistance zone because this wick is getting filled, right? And if we draw a zone here, so this is your zone right here. So you have your support, and then you have your resistance right over here, right? So how big is this zone? So now what essentially what you're trading is you're trading ranges within your resistance and support, right? So this range, you have a 20 pip range. So within 20 pips, if you want to catch 10 pips, you will probably sell resistance or you will probably buy support, right? So we bought support, and then we're going to close our trade right over here. Close, and we got 14%. Okay, this was the first trade. This is the first trade. So now we got our first trade. So what my rule is that you have to wait for the next trade. So what time is this? This is 30 minutes before the Asian Open. So now we're going to wait for this 1 hour candle to close, and let's see how this candle closes. Do you have specific times that you prefer to trade? Yeah, we're going to trade those times right now. So you will just see. It's basically Asian Open, London Open, and what's the other one? New York, right? So we're going to go over on all three. All right, so this candle will close. Okay, so we still got 14 minutes left. Okay, so let's see how this candle closes. All right, so this is the Asian Open right now. This is the Asian Open candle. Let's see here. So it seems like it wants to go up, right? But let's see here. So since we have this entire range, all right, so now if you look left, right? The idea is to look left, and you will see what I'm looking at. So this is your entire range here. See these candles? See these candles? See how like level they are? This is where you should be planning to take your sells, because if you have like these candles touch this area on the 12th of April, right? You see the date at the bottom, 12th of April. And right now it's the 18th of April. So it was a long time. So when price comes over here, what are the chances that it's going to break through? I think the chances are pretty slim, right? So we're just going to, so when price comes over there, I'll try to take sells. Yeah, I think it should be okay to take sells. 10 pips probably. All right, so what is this, 145? Let's see here. So it was 140, yeah, right around here. Right around there would be a nice zone. So let's see. A 5 pip stop loss. Let's Now we're only going to take sells once price goes over there. If we get stopped, oh well, whatever, you know, like we lose 5 pips. Okay, let's pause this, zoom out, and then, all right, so now I can see better. Okay, so we're nearing that area right now. No, probably okay. Right now would be a good time to take some sells. So I'm gonna lower down my stop loss to 3 in case it goes up. Let's look at 1 hour. Okay, see, like we're still in that area. My mic is picking up an echo. Let's see. Oh. Okay, perfect. That was a beautiful, like a whistle sound. Oh, that's the vacuum in the background.
Vacuum.
All right, so dentist drill. Yeah, I had a tooth removed the other day, and I had a dentist drill in my mouth. It wasn't the most pleasurable experience at all, I would say. Okay, so you see 1 hour, it got rejected from this area here. This is why it's important that you know where your resistance is. So this was resistance, and then we have support down over here, right? If we want, we can let it go all the way down, but I don't know if it's going to go all the way down or not. Okay, this is 15 minutes, and then once this candle closes, actually we're going to take profits right over here. Let's come down a little bit. Let's get 10 pips, and take profit close. So we've done 20%. That's also an EMA magnet trade. No, yeah, this is also EMA magnet. So if it comes down to touch this EMA, oh, perfect. So now we've taken one more trade in this 1 hour candle, this Asian open. So now we're going to wait for this 1 hour candle to close. It's very, very important that you wait for candles to close. Okay, so this is how the 1 hour candle is developing. So now if this 1 hour candle closes below this resistance area, we are going to go down. So we're just going to wait for this candle to close, and let's see what happens, how this closes. All right, so this is the new 1 hour candle. It's the new 4 hour candle, and we are currently at 4 hour resistance area right over here. It's very important. Now you see here in the past 4 hour candles, this is a 4 hour zone, and 4 hour zone is the most strongest zone there is, right? So once price rejects 4 hour zones, you know that once price goes there again, it's going to reject it, right? So this is what we're going to count on now, because we are at 4 hour resistance, and we are also at 1 hour resistance here. So if price comes back up to this area, we will take more sells, because this is a new 4 hour candle, and this candle has to like retrace back. It won't just go up because it has been rejected here in the past. If we get stopped out, well, that's why we have a stop loss. So let's see if it goes up or not. If it goes up, perfect. If it doesn't go up, oh well. So we're probably gonna aim at the same area where we took cells before, and I think we can take cells right here. Probably increase this. So we did 20%. 20% of one is 1.2, right? So if I click stop loss, take some cells. Keeping margin pretty high, you know, like not over leveraging at all, because I'm trying to make this as realistic as possible. Probably take another cell. Okay, should be good. We got stopped out, but it's okay.
Rakil, who'd you kill? Why the sirens?
Oh, I don't know, man. This I thought I moved into a nice area, but there are even sirens here in this area, so it seems like I have to move again. So okay, perfect. So like, look here, 1 hour resistance, 4 hour resistance. Even though this 4 hour candle is not that big, you still had a rejection, because in the past you had rejections here, right? It got rejected, and you can take profits here. Actually, you can probably let it run a little longer. And wait for this 15-minute candle to close. Oh, is this discount prices? Probably. So this 1 hour candle is going to close in 2 15-minute candles. Let's speed it up a little bit faster. Okay, is the resistance or support placed at the candle close? No, it's a zone. It's a zone. Like, you guys need to understand, it's a fucking zone. You know, it's not like a price. You know, it's like a zone. I've drawn a zone over here, and I've drawn a zone over here, right? And if price closes below that, okay, that's a resistance. Or if price closes above it, it's support. You know, like, I don't know what's the easier way to explain that, but I know a lot of complicated ways to explain that too. So it's a zone. It's, I don't know, man. Like, you guys need to go study English again, I guess. Okay, so we're gonna close these positions right over here, because this is where I'm gonna take profit, let these run, put this at break even, and then we're gonna wait for London Open. If you get stopped out, we get stopped out. Oh, what happened here? Oh, perfect, we came down to support. All right, so probably close this, because now, if you have read my PDF, or if you know, like, basic market, okay, the other one above line, zone, below line, both lines are resistance. Putri ayu hartawan. The question is, the other one above the line. Okay, so this is, fuck it, I'm gonna remove these lines. People are just too innocent. All right, so this is a zone, right? So now we've reached a support zone. So since the momentum is up, yeah, in Urdu. So since the momentum is up, we could possibly take a buy right over here, because the momentum is bullish and we've reached a support zone. And once you reach support on, see, this is support now. On the 4 hour, this was resistance, so now this would be support. So when we reach support, you simply buy, but I would wait for this candle to close, really.
Could be a lower high.
Yeah, it could be a lower high, that's true. So let's see here, what time is this? This is, oh, this is the new candle. Okay,
Y'all fucking suck. What the fuck is this team? You guys suck. I have all gold. If I was a fucking healer, actually no, the
okay, mute that guy. I don't know where these people come from. Catch the recording. Yeah, man, no problem. You can catch the recordings. Okay, let's close this. Let's not be a sheep, and let's let this 1 hour candle close. Because this could probably go down and touch this, you know, so we're just going to let this candle close and let's see what happens. So this is the 2 more 15-minute candles left. All right, so this 1 hour candle closed. So we have, so see, the candles are wicks. There's wick over here, there's wick over here, there's wick over here, right? So this is a good support area because price has rejected this. So now we have resistance and we have support, right? So right now, price is in the middle of this range because on the 1 hour, you have resistance, I'll say it again, and then we have the support, okay? So now when you are talking about support and resistance, and you're a new trader, you should not be looking at EMAs. Screw EMAs. We're not looking at EMAs. You're just looking at resistance and support. So we're in the middle of a range. You don't know if price is going to go up or it's going to go down, right? But what I do know is if price comes down, I'm going to take buys from here. Or if price goes up, I'm probably going to take sells from there. So now we're just going to wait till price comes down to this area so I can take buys, or if price goes up, I take sells. That's my analysis, is because now we have this range, and this is a 30, almost a 30 pip range. So in this 30 pip range, I can, even if I take 3/4 of a margin buys, I could take like 15 pips. I could make like 30%. Okay, let's do it, 1.3. And 5 pip stops. So let's wait for price to come down to support to take buys, or to resistance to take sells. It's just that simple, really. It's honestly just that simple. All right, so price came down here, and let's see here. Yeah, 5 pips, we can take 5 pips. Actually, no, 7. Let's do it 7. So as price comes down, I will take more buys because I have my stop loss, right? And even if my stop loss hits, I'm probably going to lose 5%. So that's okay. This is still the second 15-minute candle of this 1 hour. So let's see. All right, so it seems like we are rejecting this support. See, the number one, how do you know price won't break support? See, now that's the thing. You're playing off probabilities, right? Oh, what's happening here? You're playing off probabilities. Now, if this 1 hour candle closes below support, we're probably not gonna go up. Then we're gonna go down. So we're just gonna wait for this candle to close. This 1 hour candle to close, essentially speaking. So now if I get stopped out, that's okay. Then I move to the next trade. I'm not gonna take more buys. Because, oh, Okay. Now, the thing is, there's 80% chance that the price is going to bounce from support or resistance, especially if it's like a 1 hour support or a 4 hour support. All right, perfect. So let's zoom in a little bit and take a look at these candles, because 1 hour just closed, and look, 1 hour closed above these wicks, right? It didn't close, or if it would have closed down over here, then we could say, okay, we're going down, but it closed within this area. Look at the price where this 1 hour closed, and look at these wicks, this wick, and look at this. This was resistance, so now this is support. So if this is support and price is bouncing from support, so this wick should get filled. So what happens? You take buys. And you have a wick fill. That's what I mean by wick fills, because we were at support, so then the wick got filled. So now we have this range, right? This is a 30 pip range. So we're looking to get like 15 pips, 10, 15 pips from this range. And of course, this is GJ, so we're probably going to get 10 pips. So the confirmation is on 1 hour close. Yes, I always wait for 1 hour candles to close. That's the key. What hour is this? This is 1 hour. All right, so I'm going to close right over here. Let's look at 1 hour. See, like perfect. We got a bounce from support. So I'm going to close this right over here. See, nothing crazy, just analysis. Now we're going to move to London Open. You only draw your support resistance on 1 hour and 4 hour? Yes, I only draw support resistance on 1 hour and 4 hours. So now we'll wait to see how price reacts when it comes to this area. All right, so this is the new 1 hour. Okay, let's see how this candle closes, this 1 hour. Because this 1 hour is reaching resistance, so we want to see how this closes. Looks like it's a very, very strong bull momentum here. Okay, so 1 hour. Now, 1 hour here, now this is very, very strong bull candle, right? So I don't think it's going to reject right now. Because if you look at 1 hour and then you look at 4 hour, yeah, 4 hours is way up here plus. So we're just going to wait, because I'm not comfortable in taking sells here, so I'm just going to wait for the next 1 hour candle to close too. Plus, we're reaching London Open, so we're probably going to get a move on London Open. That's why it's very, very important for you to wait. You're in momentum right there. Yeah, we are in momentum. So see these candles, how they're closing? They're closing right at resistance, right? This means it should be, actually, let me see how many pips is this. 7 pips, whatever. So this is the 1 hour before London Open. And we are in a resistance area. Let's see how this closes. Oh, see this? This candle closed above resistance, and then we broke out of the resistance. Unmuted Uncle Ted on Zoom. All right, Uncle Ted. We have 100 people on Zoom. Uncle Ted. Unmuted. Uncle Ted, you're unmuted. Maybe, yeah, Uncle Ted doesn't want to talk. Yeah, there was no last kiss, but you see how candles closed above resistance and then it just moved up, right? So now we're just going to wait for this 1 hour candle to close. And then we're going to analyze what's going on. Yeah, so this EMA was acting as support, but we're only focusing on support and resistance. No EMAs. What's the last kiss? Last kiss. Contact Javier. Javier knows what last kiss is. Oh, this is London Open. All right, so let's see here. London Open. This is 1 hour candle. 1 hour candle, and yeah, we got late over here. You see this? It reached, it went up. You look left, and here was the wick right over here.
Hello.
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 Hey, how's it going?
Hey, good.
What I was gonna say was I was trying to get you, if you look at the momentum, what I was saying before is if you put buy stops above resistance, like that last 1 hour candle would have been filled and you would have basically gotten 10 pips there. So that's another way that people could trade. They don't have to trade in between support and resistance. They could wait for that breakout because, I mean, technically that's what happened, right? You have a breakout, pull up, grab 10 pips, and then leave by looking left as well.
Yeah, no, that's right. Like if you had buy stops right over here.
Yeah, exactly. You would have flown up, right? So people don't have to worry about if they're in the middle of support and resistance. It's the same thing with your sell stops. Like if you go below support and you put sell stops, it's a safe trade because once it breaks support, chances are we're going down. Exactly what you said, right? Like as soon as the candle closes below a certain level, you know that we're moving down. So you have an opportunity there. So if people are scared of taking trades in specific areas, you can wait for the trade to come to them too, right?
Yeah, no, that's true. But like one problem I have with buy stops is like,
Yeah.
What if the candle's going up and just makes a big wick and comes all the way down and fucks me? That's happened to me a lot of times.
Well, so that's the thing when you're looking at those. So a lot of people ask the same question, and what I do is I say you have to look at where you are in your zones, right? And you're setting up. You're basically plotting your zones the same way that you're plotting what you've done with support and resistance, right? You're basically taking what you've done in a live environment. So say you're doing market orders. So market orders,
Yeah.
you exactly what you're doing right now. You have to then you have to basically take that style of trading and put it into the future. So you're using what you're doing right now with market orders. You have to do the same thing with limit orders, but the next step. So say for example, right now we did market orders, and you're like, okay, we're going to buy at support. If you're taking buy stops above that next resistance level, you have to plot out the support and resistance of that zone in the future. So you have to be really, you don't have to anticipate, but you have to be able to project and visualize what you believe is going to happen in that next quadrant, right? So if you said right now, like I'm looking at your screen, you have like support at 136 and resistance at 137. Your next level would be 137 to like 130, like whatever, 137.5 as an example, right? So you have to be able to visualize what you expect happening up there by looking left. So if you do that, as you plot a buy stop, you can say, okay, if we're going to shoot up like we did in that hour candle, where are potential trouble spots? Obviously, it's going to be back at where you have your previous resistance, which is new support. So you would put your stop loss below that previous resistance, which is new support. and then your buy stop, your take profit would be looking left. You're looking to see where you are if you're in a price zone. And when people do this, you don't necessarily have to put a buy stop like within like to be executed within like the next hour or so, right? So like what we were saying there is if you took a buy stop, because when you look at these candles, you had basically 15 minutes. So you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. You had 2 hours of movement before your buy stop would have been activated. So I think people also have to recognize that your buy stop is not going to be hit like within the next 10 minutes. It could be 2 hours or 3 hours from now. And when you have that, then you have the momentum that you need, right? And it's the same thing here where if you take a sell position, you take a sell below your previous your resistance level, which is now support, you take a sell stop, your sell stop's activated, right? And now you're moving. So it's an idea to let the market come to you and say, okay, how is it going to work? But then you have to manage your trade accordingly as well.
Yeah, 100%. 100%, yeah. And like what most people ask me, okay, like where do I take profit? Where do I take profit at this wick, or should I take profit at support? Well, the thing is, like, price may not necessarily go to this support or to this wick. So that's why, like me personally, I always make it a point to take profits at, like, I always take 10 pips. That's it.
Well, yeah, and I said that to people yesterday when I did sort of like the refresher webinar, is I said you have to have all that information plotted out before you execute. Like you visualized very well like where you believe the market is going. So you basically say, okay, this is where I'm going to take my take profit. And exactly what you've done in the last like 20 minutes of the simulator is you said, okay, I'm going to wait for 10 pips. Okay, but I also am aware that maybe I can get 15 because you've plotted that out. And a lot of people aren't planning their trades out accordingly. So what they're doing is they're saying, okay, I'm going to enter a trade, but they're entering it based on the fear of missing out. Right? They're going into the trade without understanding why they're entering the trade and what they're looking for. They're just saying, okay, well, we're going up, so I'm going to take a buy. And the problem with that is when you're in the buy and then shit starts going crazy, you start thinking to yourself, okay, well, when should I exit? When should I end? You know, you should already know that by anticipating the zones that you're going to be tapping into. Because once again, price zones, and you know, you said you didn't want to make this complicated, but I'm going to make it complicated for everybody. There are hundreds of institutions, like thousands of institutions going into the market at one given time, right? So you have institutions, you have dark pools of money, which are pools of rich people that we do not know about that want to buy currency. You have institutions that want to buy currency, and essentially what's happening is as the market is moving, everybody's looking for that premium price. And what I mean by premium price is they're looking for the best entry, the best exit. There are some instances where people, if you think about everyone going into the store and everyone wants to buy an Xbox One, the institutions get the first dibs at Xbox One. But sometimes there's maybe 1 or 2 institutions that come in after the retail traders and do that extra push. So that's where you see that wick fill later on. We don't know that as retail traders. We have to go with the probability of what the majority is going to do. And that's where you plot your take profits. You know, you have a target 1 and a target 2. That is why you're doing that and you're planning your trades accordingly. Because yes, on the off chance you might have a late run where someone pushes, you know, all the way past resistance or blown all the way past support, but probability dictates where are we going to be most likely, and then you're looking left to get that information. There's a lot of times where, you know, like I posted in the chat, where you say, okay, you know, you're going to hold one more time, but you can see the first tap of that zone gets hit and then it pulls back hard right away. So if you're smart, you tap that and then you're basically out of the trade and you don't have to wait for another 15, 30, or 45 minutes to get back to that level again. So if you think about how the market is moving logically, like if you understand that principle, like the institutions are moving the market, they're going to tap a zone. You know that they're going to tap that zone. As a retail trader, that is our advantage. That is our edge. We can tap that zone. When they tap it, get out, and then let it pull back. A lot of people will say, well, I want to hold it a little bit more. You have to then anticipate a pullback because we've just tapped a level where a lot of institutions or a lot of price wants to be rejected, and you know, people are satisfied with exiting their trade at that point. And I think a lot of people don't plan that accordingly. They're trying to basically go through and say, okay, I'm just going to ride this buy till whenever. And you can't do that. As a trader, you're entering and executing and exiting as a sniper. You're taking one shot. Your one shot hits your target. You're not going and saying, okay, well, I can grab those 3 guys as well. Because for the amount of times that you do grab those 3 guys, there's going to be times where you're not, and you're going to lose the trade. So if you look at a 5-day cycle and you say, okay, I'm going to trade every day and I'm going to take 1 trade a day, if you start gambling saying, okay, well, I could have taken 2 more trades, there's always opportunity to take more trades. That's not the point. The point is, are you consistent with that 1 trade per day? And you know what? There's going to be times where you would have taken those 2 or 3 trades and it would have blown up in your face. So don't look at the fact that you've lost the opportunity to make more money. Look at it from the opposite end of how many times that's happened and then you've lost money. So always be in the negative. When you're talking about fear of missing out, don't think about fear of missing out. Think about the fear of losing more. Like that's the mindset you should have. Like when I trade and I look at, all the profits I've technically lost on paper because I've closed my trades early, there's those 1 or 2 times where I look and I'm like, holy shit, the market moved the opposite way of what I was doing. Thank God I'm out of the trade. And that is the focus, and that's the mentality you should have, is thank God I'm out of the market, not I need to be in the market. Because when you're out of the market, the bag is secured. You've made your money, you're gone. And that's the mentality you need to have on a day-to-day basis is, I need to get out of the market as soon as possible. I don't want to be here because I am up against people that are a lot better than me. And it's not retail traders, it's institutions. My broker's shady. This is fucked. Like the market's not doing anything. Like you have to be in that mindset of scared money all the time. And not in the fact that scared money doesn't make money, but scared money is like, once I have my profits, I need to hold on to that. Like that's my bag. I need to run. Like this is Black Friday or, some crazy sale with 80% off. I've got the 50-inch flat screen. Get out of my way because I'm going to the cash register and I'm exiting the store. I want to be out of the store as soon as possible with my TV so that I'm at home watching it, playing Xbox or whatever, and I'm done for the day. That's the mentality you have to have is get in, get out. If you're a swing trader, it's different. You're going to turn around and say, okay, I'm going to take a trade for a little bit longer, but you're not looking at smaller time frames, so you're not worried about the individual movements of a 15-minute candle or an hour candle because you're like, well, this is going to take, a day or 2 for it to continue.
Yeah, no, that's right. Like you always got to be in mindset of like, this is, just like as you said, it's scared money. Like every time when I'm trading at 10 pips, I hit close.
Yeah, and I mean, it's the mentality of like, okay, you do that, and then people say to me, well, what do you do if you make, if you meet your target for the day or you're above your target? Okay, fine. If you're above your target for the day, if your target was 5% and you made 8%, you open up another MT4 account, and I do this. I have multiple MT4 accounts. Open up another MT4 account, move your profits, move it into the other MT4 account. Transfer money out of your current account that you made and move it over there and leave the excess profit. So if you made 8% and then you only wanted 5, take out 5% and move it away right away. Lock it up and play with 3%. If you want to play in the market, but don't give away what your goal was. Like that's the biggest mistake people make is, they give away what they made and they're like, well, now I broke even. Like people told me on Friday, they're like, oh, I traded Friday. I just lost everything I made all week. And I'm like, how'd you do that? Like you weren't happy with like 30% this week? Like I'm confused. Like 30%, that's a lot of money, right?
Like this is a bonus trade. Like sometimes you hit home runs.
Yeah. Whee!
This is a perfect example of hitting a home run.
Right, because you've closed most of the other trades and you let one run. That's what I tell people all the time. Let one run. Hey, you never know. It hits 100 pips or 70 pips. You're like, perfect. I just added my I added to my extra to my day, and that makes up for the days where you only make 1 or 2%. Because here, Rakil made like 15, 20%. He was only aiming for 5% or 10%. That's a bonus for the rest of the week. So now he doesn't have to work as hard for the rest of the week. He's just staying steady with what he's doing.
All right, so I'm just going to close this right here. How did you know it will drop? I did not know it will drop. Like all I did was I aimed for this wick fill. This candle came, it filled this wick. As soon as price came here, I closed all my positions except one, which I closed right over here. And then maybe this was news, or maybe someone died. I don't know. It just fell. And it just fell because the market is random. You know, anything can happen at any time. So it fell and it gave me pips. That's all what I aimed for. That's all that I want out of life is pips. Okay, so this is one mistake what people make like all the time is because once they see a big move, they wanna see, okay, if they can catch a bottom, you know, but you never know when it will start to like retrace or start to go up. Like this is the biggest mistake people can make, like try to catch bottoms or try to see, oh, what if it starts to fall more? But if you look left, you can see this area here. The price was rejected in this area and price was rejected in this area. So this could probably be a bottom. But when big moves like these happen, I always wait for the 1 hour candles to close. Always. Very, very necessary. Actually, let's see here. Oh, never mind. Okay, so we're just going to wait for this 1 hour candle to close. Oh, nicely done, GJ. Okay, so since we got rejected from this area, from this zone, see this zone here, prices got rejected, so I think price is getting rejected from this area as well. So we're just going to wait and see where this candle closes. This 15-minute candle. Okay, probably take profits in these positions, and now this 1 hour candle closes right over here. All right, so 1 hour candle closed right here. If you look left, this is very important, look left. Now, if you have this big wick, it's not necessary that this big wick is going to get filled by the next candle because that's a pretty big wick, right? So that's one mistake you can make, that, okay, price is momentum, this wick might get filled. No, because if you look at the time, this is 6 a.m., right? So this is when volume is not that high. So wicks only get filled when there's volume in the market, and that happens when markets open, or that happens like when markets are closing, or when they're like news events, speeches, and like fancy stuff like that, right? So this wick is probably not going to get filled. So what we're going to do is, since we have support, let's look at 4 hour here. Yeah, see, like look left. If you look left on the 4 hour, we are above this area here, right? We came back up. So this is support. This could be support here, right? So 1 hour, if this is the zone, we could probably put a stop loss, like 6 pip stop, and take buys. See right here too, right? If you look left, so support. So this could be like a strong support. Actually 8. Okay, not risking a lot, just like a little bit, and we're going to aim for like 10-15 pips because the 1 hour is bouncing from support. So when it comes to support, you buy. So New York session, maybe, yeah. New York, was that a news open? I have no idea what that was. I absolutely have no clue what that was. It possibly could have been some news event. Lower down our stop loss and take some buys. Okay, that's it. No more buys. Oh. Okay. So now we're going to move to, does the EMA play a role in resistance? At times it does, you know, at times it does, at times it doesn't. So it all depends. Like it's all subjective, what I like to call it, subjective. So let's move to New York. Open, this is what, let's see here, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then 7 a.m. We're gonna move to 7 a.m. here. Actually, you know what's going on over here? This is, yeah, we're just gonna wait for this 15-minute to close. So since it's pushing up violently, stop hunters. Yeah, stop hunters. I don't think it's going to go back down. I think it's going to keep going up. All right, so this is the second 15-minute candle. Let's see here. Four-hour is being rejected nicely. 1 hour as well. Oh, and up we go. And all the way up we go. So let's put these positions at break even and wait for this. Actually, I'm just going to close these right over here. Let this wick fill, let one run, and wait for this 1 hour candle to close. Do you enter off the 1 hour support and resistance with 15-minute? Yeah. Oh, shit, what happened over here? All right, so I'm just going to close this one here as well. News, yeah, it could be news. What time was this? This was 7:30 a.m., 6:30. Yeah, this was 6:30. 3, 4, 5, 6, 6:30. So let's just wait for this 1 hour to close because I don't want to get in this at all, right? So now we're just going to wait a few hours to see if we can take more trades. But for now, we're probably done for this session. What is this? This is the last 15-minute candle, right? So now you just want to wait to see if you can take like a safe trade or like whatever you're looking for, because this is still going up. Look at this 1 hour. Just keeps going up. Got this wick. Can you check the day 4 hour? Yeah, this is the daily chart. This 4 hour chart. We are up. There's no other way to say it. We are just up. Okay, so this is the 7 a.m. And then let's see here. So this is our resistance right over here. Or right over here. Okay, let's draw this resistance area. All right. And then, yeah, if you look at 4 hour, this is probably a good resistance area here. This area here. Right, so now what we're going to do is we're just going to wait for price to come to. Can you explain about a candle closing on the other side of circle? It means it's going to go to, yeah, it's making a Burj Al Khalifa. All right, so we're just going to wait for price to come to this area here. If it comes here, we're going to take sells. What is this? 0.70. That's going to be okay. Right, 0.70 right over here. 0.70 on the 15-minute. It's just too far away, so we're just going to eyeball it. Okay. So right now we're just chilling until price comes to our area. So if it goes to 0.70, we're going to take sells. If it doesn't go there, then we will just, you know, relax. Seems like it's going there. Okay, so let's slow it down and stop loss 5 pips. So we are in this resistance area. Sell. Because we reached 4 hour resistance. Is it okay if I just place pending orders? Yeah, you can place pending orders because most people, what they say is that they miss out on the areas, right? So pending orders is the best way you can go about it. Yeah, it's risky. That's why you have a stop loss, right? So if you use a 5 pip stop loss and like normally you're aiming for 10, 15 pips, that's like a good risk reward because 80% of the time now, even if you see like price has gone way too up, so it has to retrace. So it's only going to retrace when it reaches like a major zone. So I think it should retrace from here because this is a major zone. I think it should retrace. Can we get image? Ooh, yeah, it's gonna retrace. It has to retrace like 10, 15 pips. Let's see here. Yeah, 10, 15 pips. We're good. I think my stop loss is too tight. Is it okay to test only at support? Yeah, support resistance, 4 hour, 1 hour support resistance, it's the best. You know, it's the very best. Okay, perfect. We are coming down. We rejected resistance. 1 hour, good to go. And we are coming down. Let's close daily. Okay, so we did 23, like 10, 12%, 10, 12%. Can it go lower? Can it go lower? Yeah, it should have closed. Okay, perfect. So we're just gonna close right here. This is good enough, right? So we sold that 4-hour resistance, even though on the 4-hour it was a small move, but you saw these wicks over here, right? You saw these wicks. So when price came to this resistance zone, this range of prices, never mind this line here, this range of prices, it got rejected. On the 1-hour, you see this here. Now price came up here, it got rejected here, right? And it came back up here, and then it got rejected here again. So now we're just gonna wait for this 1-hour candle to close, basically. Okay, so you don't consider the overall trend? Overall trend, but you buy, yeah, just buy, sell, major support, resistance. That's what I've done last 2-3 weeks, and that's what I continue to do. Okay, so this is the 1-hour candle. I don't know what's gonna happen here. It can go down or it can go up. So we're just gonna chill, and then we're just gonna wait. Okay, it wants to go up. I guess it wants to go up. Fill the 1-hour wick. So this is why we're not taking back-to-back trades, because in one trade you did 10%, maybe more. So you just like kind of like, now you're just like not forcing anything. Because if you see here, like we are breaking this area, so it's probably gonna go higher or whatnot, but you're just not gonna do any trades. You're just gonna wait. Okay, question. So do you consider the overall, so it takes a breather, then continues that overall trend? Yes, exactly. So it takes like it breathes a little bit, and then it continues the overall trend. Absolutely right. But your job is to catch those small bursts if you are scalping, like, or if you really want to scalp, that's what you have to do. Okay, let's look at the 4-hour. Let's see what the 4-hour is saying here. Is this the 4-hour? This is the start of the 4-hour candle. This is the start of the 4-hour candle. All right, so we have. Can we push up to this 200 EMA? Possibly. Possibly, it's possible. All right, so how long is this webinar going to last? It's going to go on forever. Yeah, we're buying resistance here, but for a good cause. For a good cause. Okay, I'm going to close right here. I'm going to close right here, and then we're going to wait for like the resistance area. Yeah, this was a very unprofessional trade. So let's close this, and then let's look at if we have a resistance area somewhere. All right, so we have this move here, we have another move here. So since we are coming up to this area right over here, right? So now, if you have this resistance, this is the zone right here, right? This is your next resistance zone. So essentially, you can say, okay, I can probably take sells within this zone. Could you watch this all day? Yeah, thank you. How long? Do you usually take the 200 EMA into account? Yeah, I do, but like EMAs is like more of like it's kind of complicated. Not like complicated, but it's like a little bit advanced, right? So that's what you're looking at. But right now, what we are doing is we're looking at like extreme pushes to resistances and supports, and then we're taking trades based on that. So over here, what I'm trying to see is that if this is going to actually come up and reach my expectations, you know. So this zone here. We're here, and this is what, 700? Let's go here, 7. Oh, okay, so 4-hour zone is right over here. This is the 4-hour resistance here, because the candles have closed around here, so we're gonna target this area. What price is it? 760. All right, 760, and same goes for here. I think 760 is right around here. 760. Okay, this line, I'm drawing it because this is where I want to take sells, because in the 4-hour, this is the area which is being rejected, right? So that's where I'm going to take sells. How do we apply pre-market data into trading? It's that's a very subjective question. So what time is this? This is 9:30. This is New York open. So this is New York. Oh man, it's moving fast. 760. Can you get 760? 760. Okay, 760. We have 760. We are reaching into this area, and we have reached into the 4-hour area over here. So now let's see here. Now, since we are in this area, what we want to do is we want to make sure we don't get stopped out. So probably gonna keep my stop loss at over here, above these two 4-hour wicks, right? So how big is this? This is 10 pips, 12 pips. Yeah, no trades mid-range. Now we're reaching resistance, so we're looking to take sells. But this is a very, very high stop loss. So I want to make sure my stop loss is small, maybe 8 pips. Keep this 2.5. And then let's see if it goes up a little bit more. And then we can try to take sells. 760, so let's see here. Go to 780. All right, so this is the new 1-hour candle. Okay, so, all right, so now we can have a small stop loss. We can possibly have like an 8 pip stop loss right over here. 8 pips. So we're gonna sell. Now, mind you, I'm looking at the 4-hour time frame. Make it smaller. Oh. All right. Let's look at 1 hour. Four-hour looks good. I think this is going to be the last trade. Okay, so now this is moving up, right? So this could possibly come down to touch the 15 EMA. Stop loss as per your trading plan or set based on high time frames. As per my trading plan. Do you usually use a 2 pip stop loss? Yeah, on UJ, if I'm very, very comfortable on UJ. So I got 10 pips over here, but if you look at 4 hour, we're going to reject this resistance because it was like, what, long ago when price came over here, right? On the 5th April, and we're at 18th April. So this is how I get wick entries. I get this on live account. I get this on like on my over here. Like, you know, okay, 20 pips. So we're gonna close. We did what? This is what, 5%? Yeah, it's 5%. Almost 5%. I think it's gonna go lower. Is it okay to look for retracement on 5 minute and go with the buy trend? Yeah, it is. But at the same time, what you're doing is you're just setting yourself in a position where you can have a smaller stop loss, which is indicative of the overall trend and like where your turning points are here in the market, right? That's all what you're aiming for. So this 15 minutes is going to go down. But for some reason, this simulator got slow. Okay, questions. Need to see opportunity on high time frame. You see, yes. So you need to see opportunities on the high time frame. There's going to be a pullback. The 4-hour EMA cross coming up. So blah blah blah. 1 hour close with no wick at resistance. Lovely, yeah. Do you trade off the opens for higher volume? I'm London based. I wake up at 7 a.m. analysis for 8 a.m. Should I trade until? It's totally up to you. You need to have a trading plan. What are your usual co-stars? Where are your? I don't know where they are. They're probably busy with their lives, buying furniture or whatnot. So you will buy till 14 EMA? No, I'm not going to buy till 14 EMA, but I'm just going to sell till now. I think this wick is going to get filled because we're rejecting a major resistance. So this wick should get filled and it should drop. Boom, all the way down. Okay, there's the ambulance again. Okay, let's speed it up. Come on. And we have this beautiful wick fill. Perfect. So close right over here. Okay, this is 5%. All right. In 15 minutes, where is the support? I see your trades on Instagram. You take profit varies. Yeah, it varies. What margin level do you usually trade at? How much do you risk? The trades I've taken here is the risk I do on every trade on live. How do we apply pre-market data and trading? You can't. First, you need to be consistent in trading. Then you need to worry about how you need to apply pre-market data and trading. That's the key. You need to be persistent. Now, this trade is done and this is done. Finished. Like no more trades after this because this was the plan to take the trade and then, you know, we were done. So now what we're going to do is we're just going to basically wait to see if price comes down to, this could possibly be our support area now because candles closed over here. So we're just going to wait till candle comes down to here. What price is this? 291. Draw a line on 291, 291, 291, right over here. Now, this is very, very important. When you have a bullish trend and you're looking to buy like dips, see this like, okay, so now let's just wait. Let's just wait to see if price comes down to here or not. Okay, we're just gonna wait. See this? So this is resistance now because price failed to break up. So you could have taken sells here, right? You could have taken sells here because price failed to broke up. So if you took sells, this was another easy, what, 10 pips? Let's wait for this candle to close. All right, so this candle is closing, this candle closed, right? So this is the next 1 hour candle. And for this to be a buy, it needs to reject this support. Do you use pending orders? No, I don't use pending orders. Okay, so now if you look closely, now this candle came up and it closed above here, right? So this turned support. So the next candle here on the 15-minute, it closed above support here. And the candle after that, it closed above support, like it rejected this support. So if you're in an uptrend and you see this scenario here, this tells me that this is support. So we are in an uptrend. So in uptrends, you buy support. So I'm probably going to look to buy this support right over here, because what we're doing is we're only buying supports. Yeah, exactly. Even if you look at 4 hour here, it rejected, so it has to move up a little bit. So 1 hour time frame tells you like a better story that this support, it might be held, right? So that's what we're going to do. We're just going to try to buy this support. So let's see if price comes down a little bit, so then we can buy support. Put our lot size equivalent to what our gains are. So if price comes down till, let's say here, we'll buy support and put our 5 pip stop. All right, let's play. Playtime. Okay, perfect. See this? So this is probably your zone. It's probably very tight stop loss. Like this is your zone here, right? So you see these wicks? Even though this is a, what the fuck is it? Wow, what's going on? Okay. So this is your zone here, these wicks. So if price wants, it can like break my stop loss and then come down to this area, right? Because these wicks are my zone. This is like the range of the support, right? So let's just see on some good shit. So okay. When was the recording? We posted website or link, please? No, it won't be. It won't be posted anywhere. Sorry, it's for my groups only. See this support, price rejected support. There are no fibs. There are no gnarly patterns. Nothing. We're just buying supports and selling resistances. All right. So let's let this candle run. We're going to close at 10 pips. And can we get 10 pips? Possibly we can get 10 pips. All right, so we got 10 pips and 10%. This support as, this is 1 hour. Yeah, I have a group. So we got 10 pips, so we're just gonna close 10%, and let these run. So now this range, this is what you're looking at now. Now let's see this support is being, okay, let's wait for this candle to close. This is the last trade, by the way. So we're just gonna let this candle close, and then let's see what we have here. All right, let's wait for this candle to close. How can I join? You need to be a profitable trader, or you need to have been in the market for a couple of years. All right, so this candle closed here, right? Okay, so this is the new 1 hour candle. It respected support. So now this is your resistance up top. Don't mind this box, okay? Actually, let me remove this box because some people will still say, oh, you have a box here. What does this box mean? Blah, 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 blah. All right, so let's put this box over here, okay? This is our range. This is our range. So you have support and you have resistance, right? So yeah, just DM me all these questions, just DM me or email me. You have support, you have resistance, so now this is your range. Very, very important, guys. This is your range. Whenever you take a trade, how big is your real account? $4. So this is, so whenever you take a trade, you need to figure out, okay, you have support, you have resistance, how big is your range? This is your range. This is the distance you are anticipating the price to cover, right? So from this distance, you're trying to eat like breadcrumbs, right? So as Ted said, like you're trying to catch those small sale items and then you're running home, right? So what you can do is like, can you catch like 10 pips, 15 pips, 20 pips? Because this is a 50 pip range, man. 50 pip range. And how big is this wick range? Since we are in bullish momentum, right? Momentum is bullish. We're bouncing from support. So this wick will probably get filled. This is a 10 pip, 12 pip wick. So can we fill this wick? I don't know. I think we can. Let's try to see if we can fill this wick. Oh, okay, we're buying. I thought we were selling. I think the stops are too. Yeah, okay. Let's look at 1 hour here, okay. Higher time frame and stay calm. We're probably gonna fill this wick. This 10 pip beautiful wick. Oh shit. Okay, we're gonna go up now. We're probably, if this 15-minute leaves the wick range, this wick range is gonna get filled and we're gonna move up. Now, what most guys do is they will say, okay, we have a resistance right over here. I know this. I know who you guys are. You will say, we have a resistance over here. Oh, Roger said sell resistance. But I say sell 1 hour and 4 hour resistance, not 15-minute. On the 5-minute, this is a very strong resistance. But since we bounced off 1 hour resistance, it will break the 1 hour support. It will break the 15-minute resistance. It will not hold. So this is invalid at this time. Okay, I've made enough. Just like, okay, so see my margin? We're not even going, not once in this webinar I did full margin. I made like half margin. That makes sense. The bigger time frame will suppress the small. Yeah, exactly. Bigger time frame will always suppress the smaller time frame. All right, so we're gonna close this, put this at break even, and let it run. Let's see what happens. And now this is very this is important to let the candles close, right? So you see this, we still have 30 minutes left for this 1 hour candle to close. So if you say that, okay, we are at resist, okay, yeah, 4 hour filled away. If we are at resistance, it should like fall down, but it will not fall down because you should wait for this candle to close. So, oh my God, okay, so let's see here. This was unexpected. This was a big move. See, like those one time you get a bonus trade. You never know. You get a bonus trade. Look at this. Beautiful. We went up and then we came right at another resistance. See this? We came right at resistance. And then now if I was looking at the higher time frame, if I knew it's going up, we're probably going to be taking sells right over it. Yeah, exactly. So it came right up at resistance. 4 hour resistance. What's the time in the simulator? Okay, this is 8 o'clock. Yeah, this is 8 o'clock. So that's why this is very, very important that you always wait for candles to close. So yeah, like that's the thing. You always have to wait for candles to close. So I'm gonna close this and let's see if we can take some ballsy sells over here. Okay, perfect. Made 1800 more. All right. Do you preset stop loss or do you mentally? Yeah, my take profit is mental. My stop loss is always set. I always use a 5 pip stop loss or 8 pip stop loss, depending on where we are. But the key is always look left. When there's major moves, when there are major like announcements, price will always go to the major support or resistance. Always. This was just unreal moves over here by GJ. So you have premium price, love scalp and the rush you go. Yeah, the rush you get from. Do you trail your stop loss? Did you see me trailing my stop loss? Guys, don't ask the questions you didn't see me do. That's the thing. If I didn't use trend lines, then don't ask me about trend lines because I didn't use trend lines. If I didn't use trailing stops, I don't use trailing stops because I didn't use them here. So yeah, I mean, this is it. So mainly like the bottom line is you should always have a plan, you know, and just follow your plan. My plan is to sell 1 hour and 4 hour resistance and buy a 1 hour, 4 hour support because I'll be wrong maybe 2 out of 5 times or 1 out of 5 times, you know, but then when I'll be right, I'm going to make up for all those losses. And to be honest, like support resistance is the very, very basics of trading. Okay, this is very, very basics of trading. Because like you can say that, okay, like what about we have like M patterns, like, you know, like if we have this, some sort of M pattern or head and shoulders, right? Why do head and shoulders happen? Because head and shoulders happen at turning points. So this is a turning point, right? This is another turning point right here. This is another turning point right here. So what is this? This is support. This is resistance. So if you're waiting for head and shoulders, you're just simply selling resistance and buying support. This is all there is to it. Like but it all comes with practice, man. It all comes with practice. Do you trade more than that 1 hour after market open? Yeah, I trade like 2 or 3 times. Okay, so I guess this was a very informational webinar. It was just me like rambling on. I still haven't finished my coffee. There's still half of it left. While trading live, do you have one chart open and wick fill from time to time? All 3. I have all time frames open. I have all time frames open usually. So that's what I do. What was the end profit? When does the webinar start? Oh man, when does the webinar start? Yeah, it started at 9:30 a.m. Eastern time. And it's probably gonna, yeah, we're at 44,000. Started at 10K. How long of practice does it take for you to master? Months, man. Months. Took me like 8-9 months. What MT4 scripts do you use in real life? Whatever I use over here, I use in real life. Desmond, I've talked to you so many times. When you were saying take 3 trades a day last webinar, do you mean 3 trades in 24 hours? 3 trades a day, like 24 hours. Very impactful. Thanks, bro. The Forex family rules. Thanks so much. There's big announcement coming in the coming weeks about the Forex family. You're all going to be very, very excited. How do you trade live, bro? Setting. Just go through my Instagram post and you'll see how I trade live. How do you know the difference between exhaustion and momentum wicks? Okay, so these are when you are in a trend. Let's say you are moving up. The wicks at the bottom are exhaustion wicks, and there are no momentum wicks. Momentum is just price moving up, so that's momentum. The simulator does not work for Windows 10. I don't know. Get Windows 9. Oh, actually, it does. I have Windows 10. What are you talking about? Email the guy who made it. Thank you for rambling. I'm learning from your rambling. Perfect. I can ramble all day. Ramble all day. Let's look at Zoom here. So much. Get Windows 8. Yeah. His IG. About what time? If you guys haven't studied his and the other mentors, how long do you think it'll be? How long do you think it'll be before the family accepting new students? Just got a 9-to-5 fund, another account, and pay tuition. Well, you can DM me or you can DM any other mentor. I mean, I know Ted is not going to take another students for the next 2-3 months. So, that's the thing. But you need to be experienced. Do you use script for your automatic stop loss? No. Yeah, I do. Thank you for the webinar. This helped a lot. You're welcome. You're more than Wixpa. You're welcome. Webinar is so much better than webinar was so much better with less mentors. Still, Ted's input was awesome. Thank you so much. Do you always have to wait for market open and enter early? Always wait for candle closes. How long do you usually hold your trades? 10 pips, 15 pips. That was a user's question. What's your IG? Great webinar. My IG is Wix don't lie. Like, how did you get on to go to webinar if you didn't, like, what? You got on to go to webinar from my Instagram, so not going on YouTube, right? Nope, maybe in 3 months. Do you recommend a book to master support resistance? Nope, just chart time. Very good webinar as always. You're welcome. Please share it. No, thanks, Raki, for the webinar. You're welcome. Does support resistance trading similar to zone trading? Oh my fuck. Like, support resistance is zones. They're the same things. Support resistance are zones. They're like zones, same thing. You know, zone to zone is support resistance. Supply demand zone is support resistance. It's the same fucking thing. All right, where can I learn Wix from time frames? Just go through my post and study charts. I'm crying. What's right? Simple mind. What is Forex? Fuck off. I have a bunch of traders. Oh, you have a bunch of a catalyst to make me know a good push is coming. There's no catalyst to know a good push is coming. Pushes just happen. Market is random. If you don't like random markets, don't trade. Just continue being a doctor, pilot, engineer, or whatever you want to become. You only trade opens. I trade what I want to see. Does the zone area matter? It depends on wick. Takes chart time. Holy fuck. Do you summarize the attitude or movement of GJ pair in your opinion? I have no opinions on any pairs. It's just based on your experience. Can you summarize the go buy new furniture? I will. Great, thanks. You're welcome. How long do you think it'll be before the Forex family accepting new students? You can DM me, or you can DM Raghav, or you can DM like Alex or like Sami or the other mentors, and we can go from there. Thank you so much. You're welcome. Okay, are you going to buy furniture? No, I bought all my furniture. What happens next furniture purchase? I'm actually going to get a big trading desk. Do you trade news all the time? Question about the simulator. The stuff I draw on my chart are not in sync. Yeah, they're not in sync on my chart as well, as you can see. So that's another useless question. Question about the simulator. Do you maintain your bias towards UJ going up during agent session? On Sundays, yes, UJ goes up. How long have you been trading? almost a year. What's your desk setup? I have a monitor and a laptop. Do you mind blowing up? Blah, 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 blah. All right, so I'm going to do one thing. I'm just going to analyze UJ. I'm just going to analyze UJ. And let's analyze UJ here. Quick question, don't get mad. When price closes above, when prices close above, is it resistance or support? If price closes above, so this is support now. Okay, so this is support. Actually, let me show you here. Okay, let's just wait for this candle to close. Yeah, so this is support now. Okay, how many monitors I have? What does that do with trading? Like, if you have 10 monitors, you're not gonna become profitable at trading overnight. It just doesn't work like that. All right, so UJ. This is UJ. We have support. We have support on UJ right here. And then let's go into 4 hour. We have support and we have resistance. Now, this resistance, again, this is a zone. This is a zone here, okay? This is a resistance zone. All this area you see, this is resistance. All this area, these 10 pips, this is resistance zone. And this is support zone. Right here, this is support zone. And this is your range now. Okay. This is your range. 30 pip range, you're looking for 10 pips. Rakil and Instagram, how do you get quick question? I don't know, man. Now just questions again, like weird. Okay, so yeah. And then we have support right here. Because if you look left, you see this resistance, you see this support, and you see this support. So this is support here on the 1 hour. So on the Sunday, when markets open, we're probably going to gap up because this is support and we're going to go up to resistance. This is my analysis for market open on Sunday. So we're going to go up. Oh, it's today. Do you have more than one internet service? No, I don't. I only have one internet service. I study accounts in front of surface use momentum break the zone. There will be thus or no probability to risk like that. But kind of, how often do you do webinars? How often do I do webinars? Ella Sason. Okay, I'm going to write your name down, and the next time you join a webinar, I'm just going to kick you. Okay, one sec here. Ella Sason. Your email is. I'm just joking. Okay, so. All right. Awesome. Perfect. So I guess this was good. I hope you guys learned. We're going to see you next week, maybe. Okay. So, okay, for everyone, this is going to be in the drives. And yeah, I guess this is it. I'm just going to go and look at new furniture to buy for my trading desk. But tonight, market opens, we're gapping up, and we're going down. If we gap down, we're still going up because it's Sunday. And Sunday we go up. Okay, perfect. Okay, guys, have a great Sunday. Be safe, and let's have another beautiful trading week. This is my analysis, okay? 1 hour support, 1 hour resistance. We have this range, so we're going to catch 10 pips. Okay, take care, guys. Have a good one.